Coach Rob here. I wanted to take a few minutes and explain why we use plyometrics with our motocross racers and supercross racers. If you've had a chance to go through and do the assessment that we gave you, if you haven't seen that assessment, please look it up. It's what we call preseason plyometric assessment. And the big question that we've been getting is, well, why plyometrics? All right. The reason for plyometrics specific to motocross is the fact that plyometrics by definition is getting the greatest amount of power out of a muscle in the shortest period of time. All right. When you think about motocross, motocross is a very unique combination of the three energy systems that we discussed in our plyometrics. Okay. If you watch the video that we did on the plyometric assessments, we discussed muscular endurance, muscular power, and lactate tolerance. The reason I want you to be always focused on those three energy systems is, think about motocross. For many of you, your races are very short and wide open, especially at the areas in the regionals. Okay? Then you make it to a long race like Loretta's, where you've got 3 20-minute motos. Okay? That's a very difficult crossroad because throughout the pre-season, the early part of the year, you're working on lactate tolerance and major lap, and you've got to be able to hammer some incredibly fast lap times. Then all of a sudden you qualify for Loretta's, you've got to change gears, and then you've got to be ready to go 3 20-minute motos. So where are we going at with all this? It's what we call functional integration for motocross. Okay? Plyometrics are going to involve many muscle groups for each and every exercise. And I'm talking to those of you who have already completed the test. You notice that when you did something like box hops, okay, you go from the ground up onto the bench and back down. Okay? Well, you realize pretty quickly that your heart rate went up fast. All right? Let me give you a little secret behind the scenes. Your quadriceps are the largest consumer of oxygen in your body. So when you do box hops, the muscles can't run and hide from box hops. You're jumping up and you're jumping down, obviously. The challenge is when you raise your knees up to jump onto that box, you're engaging your core from your pecs to your groin. Okay? Your quadriceps have to contract to get you up there. They have to land, then they have to contract to come back down. Your calf muscles. Okay? Well, why is that important to you? Well, think about what we just talked about. When your body jumps up onto a bench, all right, it may come as a surprise to you, but think about it. What do you look like when you're doing a box hop and you land? You're in that attack position going through the whoops. Okay? As the bike is starting to kick going through, that's your body getting used to jumping up and jumping down. Why do I like to do box hops in stars? Because you land back down on your toes. Okay? We all know that the proper position going through the whoops is on your toes. Okay? Not on the arches of your feet, but your toes. But we don't test, we don't train, and we don't do the things off the motorcycle that makes being on the motorcycle easy. Okay? The other thing that we want you to realize is that we're very big believers in functional integration. When you're on that motorcycle, you're not using just one muscle group at a time. Go back to the whoop illustration. When you're going through the whoops and you're in that aggressive attack position that your riding coach has you doing, and he or she has got you with your toes turned in, that's going to engage your inner thighs. Okay? If you're squeezing with the middle part of your thigh, it's more abductor. Okay? Then you're supposed to be going through there, and would be your spine going. You're looking at yourself going sideways through the whoops. Okay? Nice tall posture. Well, that's going to be a combination of your chest, your lats, your back, your core being front and back, which is the erector spinae group that run parallel to your spine into your glutes. The glutes themselves, the quads, the hamstrings. You get my point. But then people will come into the gym and they'll lift one muscle group at a time. A complete inefficient use of your time. I want you to get in the habit of, when you're exercising, try to find ways to work more than one muscle group at a time. If you go and you look at our series of videos they're readily available for you out there, take a look at what we're trying to do and understand that everything that we do is relevant to making you faster on the motorcycle. The one thing that I want you to remember is I don't want you to train here and try to race here. That's a huge disjoint for your body. Okay? If you did our plyometric assessments, you saw how you felt after the third or fourth exercise. The better shape that you get in, the more you can handle high power output, doing it multiple times, and being able to do it and handle the generation of lactic acid. Okay? Plyometrics should look very similar to what you see on the motocross track. So that's why we use plyometrics. That's why we use what we call combined workouts. I've got a new series of videos that will be out, maybe out by the time you've seen this video. Please look them up. They're going to be called combo workouts, okay? And the reason being is when multiple muscle groups are working together, it becomes very strenuous on the body. But guess what? That's what Moto is all about. We want you to be able to move that bike around lap after lap, no matter how long, at various speeds. If you're able to gap everybody and you can race comfortably, great. If you fall and you got to bridge a gap and get back up to somebody, I want you to have the ability to do so. And then if you are racing well and somebody for some reason throws in a sprint and catches you, I want you to be able to drop them as well. So that's the reason why we use plyometrics in Moto. Again, if you haven't had a chance to check out our preseason plyometric assessment, I suggest that you do so. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is robb, R-O-B-B, the number 3, @earthlink.net. Again, thanks for doing the test. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you next time.